DNA stands for Deoxyribonucleic Acid. It is the genetic material found inside a cell. A person's DNA is unique to them, just like a fingerprint. The only people in the world who share identical DNA are identical twins. Small portions of the DNA are called alleles. When a scientist looks at a piece of DNA, they can analyse the alleles they find. The alleles are identified and given a unique number. These numbers represent a person's DNA profile. At each location on the DNA molecule, a person has two alleles. Therefore, when looking at a person's DNA profile, you will see two numbers for each part or location of the DNA analysed. At the point of conception, a child's DNA is formed. Half of the DNA comes from the mother, in the egg, and half comes from the father, in the sperm. Therefore, when we look at a child's DNA profile, one of the numbers at each of the locations will match one of the numbers at the same location for each biological parent. Half of the alleles, or numbers, will match exactly to the DNA of the biological mother, and the other half will match exactly to the biological father. When testing other relationships, such as potential siblings, test participants are not expected to match at all locations. These tests are based on the fact that biologically related individuals will have more DNA in common than those that are unrelated. The amount of common DNA depends on how closely the individuals are indeed related.
Okay, so now you have a brief idea of what DNA is. In Jamaica, people are saying that straight talk. Oh, in Jamaica, people
Yeah.
are saying that you have the most case of paternity fraud. In other words, Jamaican people call it jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So, so, so in Jamaica, the men are wearing the most jacket than any other country. That is where the, the mother will say to the man, this is your child, and the man fathers the child, but biologically it's not his child. A lot of the cases, men usually find out in case they go abroad and then they want to get the child there. Then most of these first world countries gonna require paternity test, and then they do the paternity test and realize that the child that they have been basically taken care of for the last 18, 19 years is not really theirs. And it's not really about the money. It's about the emotional side, and also suppose someone gets sick and another person wanna help. You can't even help because biologically you guys are not compatible. So it's a whole range of issues with this paternity business. And in Tennessee now, they are basically saying that if the male doesn't do a DNA test, their name can no longer go on the birth certificate because women, not all, but a lot of the women, they just say, I'm gonna give the child your last name and you're the father. So they are trying to cut that out. And they call it paternity fraud. So, Free Spirit, do you have anything to say?
No, I'll let you have the floor for right now. I have a few people to call, and then I'll call them, and then they can put their input on it. But I think that's a good law because what these females do sometimes is just wrong. But this is just to teach these guys out here, gentlemen or whoever, just be careful with who they're sleeping with. And sometimes, like in Jamaica, you was mentioning about jacket. But I'll say the female in Jamaica, they do it because of wants and need. And say, for example, a guy leave America and go to Jamaica, right? Versus a man who is living there already, who have nothing going for them. They're gonna give the kid to the man who already is established and can fend more financial stability for school or whatever it is. Because I know about a case like that. There's this 17-year-old kid who got a 20-year-old girl pregnant, and instead of she give the kid the 17-year-old to the 17-year-old, she go ahead and she give the kid to the 30-year-old guy because it made more sense to her. But now the 16-year-old guy know who is 20 something years old, he still talk about it and he's still hurt, and he want to get a DNA on it. But the female left Jamaica, she's now in America, and he wants to be a part of that kid life because that's his first child. So this female is wrong in every way. I know another guy, same thing, his wife gave him 3 different kids. None of the kids are his.
Wow.
Yeah, so this female, I mean, it's not right, ladies. Don't do it because you're not only hurting financially. Yes, it's okay for a moment, but as Guru was saying, later on, if there's a medical issue or anything, what's going to happen? So, don't just do things because of money, because people get emotionally attached to it, to these kids and all these things. So that's my say on it.
And Odiro, Shanae, welcome to the live. Empress, welcome to the live. June, welcome to the live. Yes, and now the plumber, the electrician, the postman, they are taking a beating because now people are looking at them. People are looking at them. They are first in line. So straight talk.
Yeah, man, I'm listening.
Straight talk. How come you are so quiet?
Come at me. I was just here laughing about what you're saying. But yeah, continue before I unleash. May I warm up?
Would you like me to make a call, Guru?
Yes, yes, you can make a call.
Okay, let me see if I hold on.
So going back, I think there was a motion put forth in the Jamaican parliamentary where they were saying that they were looking on having
Hold
that
on.
in place in Jamaica to have paternity tests being done before names are placed on birth certificates, right?
A little bit louder. A little bit louder.
Okay, I'm basically saying that in Jamaica, just recently, they were talking about it in Parliament to have put in place measures where DNA tests must be done before a dad's name can be placed on a birth certificate. So it's a good move. I think it's a good move, but also, that's not the fix. I think the fix starts at the home where we're teaching our children good moral values, and we don't wait, we're not reactionary, and we're not trying to fix problems when it becomes an issue, right? So if we start to tell our children, or we raise them and say, okay, you know, be monogamous, or if you're going to go out there and, you know, start a ramping shop, then be careful, right? And know that if something happens, you're going to take accountability and you're going to be honest about it, because you made that decision, you made that choice to go and lay on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Boy, I know quite a few men right here in Canada. Is when they started their filing process for their children back in Jamaica. I only know about Jamaica. I know it probably happened all over the world.
Guru,
Yes.
can I interject for a moment? Because the free spirit here, she got to get back to work. So
Yes,
can
yes,
she just
yes.
say her piece and then you continue?
Yes.
Hello, free spirit, you can go ahead.
Hello, good night.
Louder. Good night.
Okay, hi. So I look at it in two different spectrums. I look at it from the female point of view and from the male point of view. First of all, like the young lady was speaking, Miss Straight Talk, it does start from the foundation. So what are we teaching our kids? What type of morals, what type of things are we installing in them? Because they get this from somewhere. A lot of people are already raised in broken homes. By them being raised in broken homes, they're not getting proper counseling, right? Sometimes we're supposed to go outside to get counseling, and a lot of people don't get counseling. So when they don't get counseling, they're already faced with trauma as children. And some people have been molested, some people have been beaten, some people have lived in poverty so long that their outlet is sex. And they don't even know that they're using this, and it becomes an addiction. And this addiction, now they're not paying attention to the partners that they pick. And when you don't pay attention to the partners that you pick, as I was speaking to her earlier, you lay with dogs, you're going to catch fleas. So in turn, we have to be that mentor, that leader. We have to love on them to show them, hey, you're doing this the wrong way. It's not cool to be a womanizer. It's not cool to be lusting after a whole lot of men. You know, we have to put that love back in the community, because it is a crack in a leak somewhere. This don't just happen. This is a generational curse.
So do you agree? Do you agree with that law in Tennessee that says that before your name as a father can go on the birth certificate, you have to do a DNA test?
Absolutely. Because there's no way it's mama's baby and daddy's maybe. And it's been like that. It's nothing new under the sun. This has been going on for years. So yes, because you don't carry the baby as the man, yes, I completely agree that every woman should be tested to see if that is the man's child.
So why do you think that a woman will object when a man say to her, I would like a DNA test? A lot of women, they take offense to it, like, oh, you don't trust me or something.
Yes, they're gonna feel offended if they're doing something. If they're doing something bad, they're gonna feel offended. But you also have somebody. If I'm married to you and you're asking me to take a DNA test, of course you'll feel offended. And once you take the test and you find out it's yours, it's still gonna be static, because now I feel like you didn't trust me enough. So it goes both ways. If the shoe was on the other foot, and let's just hypothetically speaking, I was with you and I'm your wife and I'm married to you, but you can't get pregnant, right? Just say you could get pregnant, and I was the one that impregnated you, and I'm with you every single day. I'm taking care of you. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and you ask me to take a test. You're gonna feel offended.
Yes, but you know what? Women should not feel offended, and I know you're at work, but I hope you get a chance to continue watching, because this video that we're gonna play next, this man, he was married to his wife for 51 years, and the 2 children that he grow from they were born until they are 40 something years old, none of them is his kids. All the grandchildren and everything, none of them is his biologically.
But don't take it with the mom. Like, don't ask her for the test. To take the test on his own. That's what I would agree to. If you're already married, you have those rights. Because to me, you have full privilege to go get it taken. If you're married. Now, if you're not married, then it should be automatic. Because I did a test with my son's father. So I agree with you 100%. If you are married, you have all privilege. You have all authority to go test your children, whether she knows it or not. That's going to be on her.
So I know you can't control anyone's feeling, but do you think that even in a marriage, a woman should feel offended if a man asks for a DNA test? Do you think females should feel offended?
Well, I'm going to tell you, because I had a child already out of wedlock and my baby father did ask for a test, initially I did feel offended because I was only with him. So it made me feel like you don't trust me. But I was happy once he got the test, because he was calling me every month until the test results came back. Did you get the test? Did you get the test? And I'm like, no, I didn't get it yet. But when the test dropped, no call. I called him. I said, hey, did you get the test? Oh, I knew it was my baby. And then from there, it was a bad taste in the mouth.
Yeah, but you know what? It shouldn't be like that. Women should start being cool with it.
It's the only one that he knows is his. And he was married to his wife for 8 years. You see how life goes? You just don't never know. Everybody should get tested, as you say.
Yeah, but I think women should just be cool with it, because when it comes back and you can, take your bragging rights to say, yes, see, it's yours. And then I'm going to tell you, as a man, the man will feel 100% better knowing that the test came back and it's positive and it's his.
Yes. So I agree with you 100%. You're absolutely correct. I feel like they should get a test. I have a son, so I would like to know that my son knows who his biological children are, and give them the option, because you have some men that's willing to take care of kids that's not theirs, and they know that it's not theirs. I'm a foster mom, so I'm taking care of a son that I didn't biologically have. So give them that option, because God might bless you with somebody who's willing to take care of somebody else's child.
Yes, because if a man knows that the child is not his and he makes the decision to be with the woman and take care of the child, that's totally different. But when the man is tricked into doing it, it's not good. It's not a good feeling as a man.
Right.
Correct. That's right. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you so much for inviting me on the line, and I wish you guys many successful podcasts that will help the people all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you watch the next video to see what we're talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So she agrees, free spirit.
Definitely.
Straight talk. Anything to say?
Yeah, I have some stuff I'd like to say, So I think it's better if it's mandated. That way, there's no blow to the ego, whether it be for the wife or for the husband. And also, is there a double standard? Because you as a wife, you may not want your husband requesting a DNA test, right, for your child. However, if it was your son, you'd want a DNA test to be done to make sure it's a female pitney, right? So I don't know. It's a ethical dilemma.
Yeah, it's tough. We're gonna watch this video. It's kind of sad, but it just goes to prove the point that, you know, women should just go easy. Don't feel bad when a man asks for a DNA test, because I'm telling you, like, it's really painful when you think that you're fathering a child and it turns out that it's not yours. Let men make the decision that we are gonna take up this child and we are gonna father this child. We don't have any problem with it. But when we are tricked, it's not good. So I'm gonna play this video. And this man was married for 51 years and none of the children were his. Let's go to the video.
I have been married for 51 years. Got 2 sons, 42 and 40. Damn deadbeats. I'm still supporting the little boogers. Needed to take a test to see if any of us had a kidney good enough for my brother. Found out something interesting. They ain't my kids. There's somebody else's. Of course, the only good thing is, I know it's not my fault that those 2 idiots got dumped into this world. Hell, I thought they took after their mother. Instead, they take after the plumber or the postman or the milkman, or, yeah, they were milkmen back when they came around. I mean, God only knows. It sure gets old. I do wish I knew who the real fathers were. And they ain't the same. She was bopping a couple of different guys. But if I could figure out who they were, I've been practicing law long enough that I pretty well figure I can sue their ass and get all my money back that I sunk into those 2 deadbeats. It just chaps my ass that she couldn't tell me. I've probably forgiven her. Maybe not. You know how it is. Hell, boys, y'all need to go get your own paternity test. You can't tell by looking who's the daddy unless you're looking down at the genetic level. I've been in court thousands of times in paternity suits. And 4 out of 5 times, guy says he ain't the daddy, he's right. And the genetic test is the only way to prove it for sure. These women are hopping everything that looks fun. You thought you liked sex. You ain't nothing. Well, I guess that pretty well completes that story. I'll go home, start drafting up some divorce papers, see if I
Yes. So that is what's going on. So straight talk, what do you have to say about that gentleman? Straight talk, free spirit, what do you have to say about
Well,
that gentleman?
you know what? Listen, I don't know how long ago was that when him find out, but at the end of the day, we thank God for modernization where you don't even need the mother nowadays to do a DNA test. You can order a kit online and you can check and see what's what in the privacy of your own home. You don't need the consent of the mother.
So listen to what in the comment section, right? Empress is saying that people should just trust each other. Empress, I am sorry, but trust, it doesn't go anywhere. In
Just
that's not
and
gonna
polite.
work. That
Right.
would be the ideal situation, but it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. Free spirit, what do you think about that? And he said he's a judge, and you see, he's ready to blame the plumber. He's ready to blame the mailman,
Oh
the
gosh.
electrician, the garbage man.
Well, I think it would be a very good idea if you could get his money back, because to me, it don't seem like he have any emotion connection to these kids, because it seems like they are just a bunch of losers, as he's saying. So it's a sad story.
Free spirit, you know which part hurt the most
Mm-hmm.
is because when it's your child,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of, if you don't have the DNA, you kind of suspect. Even though I bet a lot of times on Maury, and I lose money
Right.
on Maury,
Yeah.
but he's saying that he he noticed that these children were so different.
Right. Correct.
And then he justified it by saying that he was thinking they took off their mother.
Right. Correct.
That is heartbreaking,
Yes. Yes.
because he did not think that the wife would do that to him.
Correct.
So there you go, Empress Divine. There you go. That trusting, it's tough. Okay, you know, Jamaica is like Jamaica. Jamaican men wear the most jacket. Jamaica, I don't have the stats, but it
Your
seems
word.
like the most paternity fraud happens in Jamaica.
Why is
Jamaica
that?
is the mecca for paternity fraud.
Why is that?
Well, I've been asking people that same question, and they are telling me that the women move like the men.
Okay.
Straight talk. If they see a man with more money and better opportunity, they're gonna give the kid to that person.
True, true.
That's what it is. 99% of the time, you know. So what can we do? If you have the kid and you see this little, you sleep. Maybe the sex better with the little poor man, but the rich man can't afford it. So you give it to the rich man, and that's what they do. You take 10 tests, 7 of them come back. That's not the right father.
Boy,
Yeah.
it's devastating, but I'm gonna play this video from Jamaica, and we can stop it. Free spirit, straight talk. Whenever you guys wanna stop it to discuss, we'll stop it and we'll talk about it.
Okay, and I have another call to make too. So whenever.
Okay, you
Yeah,
wanna
man.
do that now? You can do
Let me
that
try.
now before the video.
All right, you guys can go and talk something. Let me make sure, because sometimes this. Sorry.
Yes, so
You can run the video if you like.
Okay, it's ringing. So let's see if they're gonna.
I think Tennessee is probably the only state so far.
Are you ready to come on the live?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This person is just gonna give up just a little piece of what they experience. You could go ahead, free spiriter.
Okay. I was talking to this girl. The first time I meet her was at a party. And I started to talk good. We talk back and forth. So one day, when we decided to go to a party, I asked her if she was going. She said she didn't want to go. So when I was home, she called me. So I went for her, was at the party with her. And a couple minutes after, we had intercourse when we were in the car. And then a couple weeks after, me and my brethren talk, and I asked me, she not even did tell me. And when the baby was born, she gave it to the baby to other man because he was in a better position. He had a better job. He was making more money than me. The thing I see in today's society, most of the men are not getting their kids because the baby mother want to give the.
Hello?
Yes, we are listening.
Hold on. Free spiriter, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, okay, you can finish. Sorry.
They like when a man can spend money on them. They like when a man can take care of them, so they prefer to give another man the child and the father. That's why today's society there are many kids that don't have their right father. And if anything happened to the kid, I don't know what they would be able to do, because if they, like I said, the kid need a bone marrow transfer,
Yeah.
and the father is the only one that's the one they give the kid, won't be able to provide the bone marrow for the kid because he's not the right father.
So do you think that before a man put their name or a woman put a man's name on the birth certificate, they should get a DNA first?
Yes, they should literally do that, because the amount of men that are getting that are getting jackets, and the ones are giving the wrong person the kid because they want to make sure they have everything they want. They want to make sure they have, like, if
The phone keep
Yes,
cutting
we are
out.
listening.
Yeah, the phone keep cutting out. Maybe you have not the signal. Are you there? Hello? Yeah, maybe it is signal. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. We didn't hear you. The phone got cut out.
Oh, I'm saying because these women nowadays,
Yeah.
they prefer material things more than giving the kids the right father. So prefer someone that makes more money. So if you got a girl pregnant right now and she's talking to another guy and the guy make lot more money than you, they will choose that guy over you because they want more things. Everything they see, they want. So if the guy can give them more money, they like that.
Wow. Isn't that something? Wow. I don't know. So I guess the DNA should be a part of everything then.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Right. Thank you so much, Free Spiriters. I really appreciate it. You can go
Thank
watch
you.
the live. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Straight talk. Straight talk. What do you think about that phone call?
Well, I have a long truth. Listen, you can't go certain place and meet certain ladies. You hear me tell you, right? Hold on, Lincoln. Hold on there.
But I don't think
no, wait, man, wait, let me finish.
Everyone there.
Let me finish. So, as to the gentleman's point, he said that women prefer material things than give the child to the right father. Yeah. So my thing is this: if you know you cannot afford a child, what business do you have having intercourse with somebody unprotected? You know, we have to make better decisions as per humans. You know, you can't afford certain things, to stay away from it, right? Because mishaps will happen. Sometimes it may end up you getting a child, another time may end up you getting a disease. So stay clear if you don't want certain things. And by all means, a woman is going to give the child to the person that can provide, because who wants to raise a child in poverty? Maybe that female is doing that out of the necessity of, you know, oh shit, a baby come now, no, I really have to go, you know, provide. I can't do it. And them say you can't. So they're basically doing you a favor, because then instead of dragging you through courts now and you can't afford anything, give it to somebody who can afford it. I know it may sound cruel, but it is what it is, right?
No, wrong. No, sir. Wrong. Straight talk. You're wrong. Wrong. Bang. Big X. No way. Give to wa and take wa. I'm gonna have no lot in our party tonight. Wrong. You see that straight talk. You just prove the point.
No. I'm doing you a favor.
Necessary.
You broke another money.
The point.
I am doing you a favor. Why you want me to drag you through child support court and tap the court system, sir?
Straight talk. You just prove the point why DNA is necessary. My gosh. Can you imagine people?
But all right, fine.
Family.
We give it. Okay, no, we give the child. We give the child, sir. We give you the child. All right, you get what you want. We give you the child. You're broke and hungry. You cannot provide. How you gonna? What? You are dead for hungry. The people are dead for hungry. Me are dead for hungry. Like, hello.
So you see why you Jamaica?
Them woman are terrible, you know. You see
That's
the
why
jacket
Jamaica.
No, sir.
But maybe straight up, maybe the guy think him can do what him can do, but the girl, some of them just greedy and want more. You know, it can be just like him can afford 110 pounds of sugar, but she want 30 pounds. So sometimes you have to just humble. You know things are straight up?
What?
I
Straight
don't
talk.
think so.
Boy, may I tell
think
you, man,
that
we not do no DNA. May I tell you,
make better decisions
walk with the
with
kid.
who you lay down with.
That's
Because
true.
you see the woman them like straight talk. Them not pet powder nor nurse, you know. Man, you better walk with the kid.
Good now, they sell them in the pharmacy now. So it's
I wonder if them can do it before the baby born.
Yes, they can, because actually I know somebody went through that same thing and they was trying to get that done before the baby was born.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Guru family, especially the man them. And people, free spirit, everyone, please thumbs up. Please, please give us a thumbs up. That's all we ask. Please give us a thumbs up, share, leave a comment, join the conversation. That's all we ask. Give us a thumbs up, join the conversation. That's all we ask. My goodness, people, we have to rewind that and rewind it and you see, Guru family, the man them, you see, straight talk, she not easy. You hear what she say? If you can do better and you even look on them, you get a baby. If you even glimpse them, a baby a come your way. All when time you have, where the something name again? The snip. All when time you get the snip. Free, not free spirit, but straight talk. I give you one in your kin. So, okay, can we watch the Jamaican video now?
Yes.
Straight talk. Anything else to say, Mom? Nothing else from Straight Talk. So we'll go to the Jamaican video, and they had a discussion about it. So we're gonna hear what they are saying. And remember, if you wanna join the conversation, you can always click the link. It's a StreamYard link in the chat, and you can come up on screen on the live, and you can join the conversation. You don't have to turn on your camera.
Okay.
You can only use your mic. Right? If you want to turn on your camera, you can, but you don't have to. You can join the conversation like that, or you can comment, or you can just give us a thumbs up. We will go now to the video and listen to the Jamaicans have this discussion in Jamaica.
The child that has the emotional, that gets the emotional stress or the psychological stress, knowing at an age that the person that he would be referring to as daddy for how many years is not his real father. And also the father himself, who would be taking care of that child, nurturing and everything, to find out that he is not the paternal father. And so I opined that paternity fraud, we need to just get rid of it at the beginning of everything. So it lessens the stress both on the child and the father.
Okay. All right. Nadine?
Okay, so I guess if I were to address the matter of quote unquote paternity fraud, there are two things I'd like to say. Firstly, in Jamaica, there needs to be an understanding of how this happens and the prevalence. We have no stated study that says this is the reality of it. Some years ago, if you remember, the American embassy came out and said, as it relates to Jamaica, they have found that in instances where people are applying to migrate, there are high instances of paternity fraud, and I think they gave it that name.
And I think they were saying like 70% was high, right?
I don't remember what they said.
70% was the number.
I don't remember the percentage. I've been looking to see what they said, but I can't find the references to that particular article that came out in the Gleaner. And that's what it was. It was an article that came out in the Gleaner. The organization that does the testing in Jamaica says that when people turn up paternity testing, where there is doubt of paternity, there is a 70% chance that the paternity is not confirmed in those cases. But that is where people have doubt, where people already recognize that there is an issue and they turn up for testing. When there is doubt, they are usually right. But we have not yet done a study, a national study, nor have we examined the issue to understand the extent of it, to understand how we deal with it. So I would think that the first thing that we need to do as a nation is to understand the problem before we recommend a solution based on what we perceive to be the problem. We first need to do a thorough study of it. Perhaps I would have liked to hear a parliamentarian say, let us set up a commission, let us look at this issue, let us examine how Jamaicans are being impacted by it. And then from this, we make recommendations as to the best way to deal with it. No, we are sensationalizing an issue that could be of importance. We just don't know the level of importance.
In that study, Mr. Gale said, or Dr. Gale, in order to have DNA at birth, the state would have to use taxpayers' money to subsidize it. He said these tests can cost over $20,000. He said, I've advised policymakers for 12 years that these monies would achieve maximum positive results to reduce violence and paternity fraud if they gave it to the poorest mothers, the ones they fear are giving men jackets. Your comment on that, Nadine, before I go back to Mr. Clark?
Again, if you listen to that statement, to be honest, I would have liked to hear a statement that says, this is how widespread this is in Jamaica. These are the people most impacted by it. Yep. What we hear now is a suggestion that perhaps it's the poorest of Jamaican women that are impacted in this way, which, there are so many things wrong with those kinds of assumptions. Yep. And so it sounds like a socioeconomic issue. We don't know. In some cases, it sounds like women are just being deceptive and bad. We don't know. We don't know what the issue is. We know we've all heard talk about jacket in Jamaica and whose child is not whose child, and we like to whisper about it. I think if it's a serious enough issue, it should be fully brought into the public and ventilated, and we should hear a conversation that is beyond gossip and beyond the perception that, this woman is bad or this woman is good or that man is fool or whatever. Yeah. We need to hear fully what the issue is. And then we can have a discussion that takes us beyond the cascades.
What about that statement that Mr. Clark just made in response to Simone's question, when he said it would be better to find out very early than when you reach 12 and 14, all of a sudden you hear, so this is not your father and the father, isn't there merit in that?
But think of what that means, Neville. When you become a father, you don't become a father upon the birth of a child. You're a father upon the announcement of pregnancy. So what does it mean that we suspend fatherhood until birth? That is the suggestion in Parliament is problematic. It's not well thought out. It doesn't present a solution to any of the problems, because the issue is not at the moment that paternity is assigned. The issue is with trust and relationships, and how men and women are navigating their intimate relationships. And what are the reasons that would lend, for example, the claim in the study, women from a lower socioeconomic background to be engaged in this practice than women who are more educated and not from a higher socioeconomic background.
And
So it's not as we are seeing it just now. It needs more understanding.
Yes.
We need to delve into it a little bit more.
Mr. Clark, it sounds to me like Nadine has some valid points. You know, my own questions are, you know, what is the catalyst for this in the absence of that overarching data? We know that the report that came from the embassy, but as she said, it spoke to a particular, what you call it now, sample, people who are already in doubt. Have we taken that and conflated it to speak to the entire society? Have we used that as a sample? Is it representative enough? So what would cause us to move to this step? And then what is this step hoping to achieve is what I'm saying. And do we have the information that we need to be able to make the kind of pronouncements that we are making?
Simone, I'm very happy for that question. The fact is that, yes, I never read a part of Dr. Gale's report. And yes, we depend heavily on persons doing studies from time to time to make our conclusion towards a matter. Also the fact that the statistics that were sent out somewhat by the US embassy speaks to numbers, and we can't hide, we cannot hide that. Those are numbers coming from them to say that, okay, out of all the DNA testing that is required for persons filing for relatives, their offsprings, it speaks to 70% of it not being in the positive. And so we have to pay close attention to that.
But is that
Also
a representative sample though, Mr. Clark, is what we're saying for the entire Jamaica, right? So these are people who are looking to go abroad.
Exactly. Yes, we do understand. And each time that you do a survey, a poll, or a research, it is a marketing sample that will be used.
No,
and
but
so
you don't know how the sample choose and the demographic, and it's a whole heap of other things to consider to see if the sample can be deemed representative of the nation.
That could very well be so, Simone. But my argument is that rather, I heard Nadine spoke about if you're going to put fatherhood on hold. No, you're not going to put fatherhood on hold. But rather than wait until the child is 12 or 15 years old, say to the child from before the child is even old enough to understand what is happening, that man is not your father. Because what will happen is that once the DNA test will be done, and yes, it is the government who is going to have to foot the bill. Yes, the government may have to put in the units in the different regions to make it a lot cheaper for the DNA testing to be done. Because why is it expensive now? It is expensive because it is privately done, and whosoever is doing it now is doing it for a profit. But if the government is going to be doing it as part of their responsibility to the children of Jamaica when they are born at birth, then the government will have to put in a unit. That will make it that lot cheaper. So I am saying again that rather than wait until the child is of the age where they understand what is happening, say to them by way of a DNA test, that man is not your father. It works twofold. If the gentleman is not the father, then we move to the next point. But if he is the father, then the responsibility of child support and being a father must also be adhered to, and that man must be held to be the father of that child.
I have a question, Sir Clark. Well, I've several, and I know Nev has.
Okay. Boy, let me just stop for a second. You see, it is a situation where the woman seems like they don't even want the DNA to be done. Imagine that. They did a study from the American embassy, and here is she asking if that was a correct representation of the nation of Jamaica. Eh? If you go to Canada, I'm in Canada. If you go to Canada, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if you go to England, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So these women are firmly against DNA tests. It's like when they are pregnant, if they decide they want you to be the father, they don't want you to have no choice. They want you to be the father. What
But you
kind
should
of
be
people
honored
are
then.
these?
So the man should be honored then that a female want to give them a child that's not biological theirs. Because they mean they must have something good about them.
No way. Can you imagine?
Because they don't want to seem like they're, you know, like they're not trustworthy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but the evidence is there. The evidence is there. And these women want to just give a man a baby and expect you to just take it. Can you imagine? And that, I'm wondering, you know, I'm going to have to look up the statistic in the other countries of the world. Because this thing seems like it's a Jamaica problem.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Because I don't hear... I have friends from all over the world, and it's a Jamaica problem.
Mm-hmm.
Free spirit.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Straight talk. Me know straight talk now.
Yeah, me I hear no man, me I hear no. But the lady, she said some valuable points to, you know, when she was saying, where is this the root as to where are these coming from? Why is this happening? Right?
Boyd O'Connor, love, welcome to the live. Yes, Boyd, I agree with you, Mr. O'Connor. These women, can you imagine? Can you imagine? They just want to say, you are the father, and you just take it. Can you imagine the audacity? And it's a Jamaica problem. It's a Jamaica problem. I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and oh boy, I don't know if I can be shocked anymore. But right now I am shocked. I cannot believe what I am hearing. I knew the Jamaican women have this dominating spirit, but my goodness.
I beg your pardon, more dominating spirit, I beg your pardon.
Yes, Jamaican woman, you are very strong. Free spirit. Free spirit, you see the comment section. Free spirit. They are talking about straight talk, eh? Straight talk is giving it straight.
You know. You know.
All right. And again, anyone wanna come up on screen to have this conversation, you are free to come up, or you can say your 2 cents in the comment section, and please give us a like, please. We'll go back to the video.
So much well. I'm wondering if this is a government matter, because in the cases now where we have fathers who have been proven to be fathers, many of them are not doing what they ought to do. And I suppose that is already an issue. How do we fix that before we get into fixing this? Nadine, I want to come to you. I'm coming back to you, Sir Clark, but I want to know if you feel is this a government matter? Nadine?
Well, two things I want you to know. That in Jamaica, for a man's name to be on a child's birth certificate, he has to be there in person and he has to agree. It's not automatic that a man is assigned paternity. So already we have that hurdle that has been in our system already. There are
No. Me sorry.
No, that's true. If the man is not there at the hospital, them not give the baby the name.
Yeah, but hear this woman now. I know she's a lecturer of the prestigious University of the West Indies, but here I know. Oh, we already have this thing set up. So as long as the man sign it and says fee.
But that's how it is in the States, you know. If you're not at the hospital when birth is being whatever, you can't sign the birth certificate.
Yeah, you have to sign that paper.
Yeah. And in Canada, how it works is that when the lady you give birth, it's online, you register the father and the mother name. So whether the man there or not, the man could have probably even no same name upon birth paper.
Yeah,
you know
but
free. You have to sign it in Florida here.
Yeah, but straight talk. What I'm saying is that the man is talking about DNA, and this professor lady, she's saying that no man, as long as the man is there and him sign it, then it's okay, man. Don't worry about DNA. Him already says fee, so it's fee.
Yeah, him say fee, so he must have strong reason why he say fee. He must have. So you don't, okay, if you have a doubt in your mind, right, that a kid is not yours, are you gonna sign that paper? If you have a doubt in your mind that that kid is not your kid, are you gonna go to the hospital and sign that paper?
Listen, I bet all the time on Maury and Lowe's.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would you sign a paper if you have a doubt that the kid is not your? Are you gonna make them do a DNA first?
Whether doubt or no doubt, the DNA is necessary.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Boy.
They're too orthodox, man. They're too orthodox.
I see the problem now.
Baby, and then go give your grandmother. Your grandmother can tell you from far.
That's true. That's what they used to do for real. Yep. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna listen some more. We're gonna listen some more. Jesus. This a woman is bad. No, sir. She bad.
There are a lot of children in Jamaica who don't have their father's name on their birth certificate. A man has to consent to a child's name being on the birth certificate. If a man at a point feels as if this child, I'm not quite sure, and in relationships, I think, and this is just me speaking off the bat here, couples know, I think, when they are not so sure. If at that point they can get a test, because that is what is happening now. A lot of people are calling on the resources that are available to work that out for themselves if they are in doubt. If it is that people are taken to the court, for example, people can use the court system to say, I'm not sure. So there are already systems in place to facilitate paternity testing. If you are unsure that a child is yours, you can take it to the court and say, let us work it out at the level of the court if the mother doesn't want to do so willingly. So systems are in place already. What we are discussing here is to say that at the birth of every Jamaican child, the government is going to then take over between consenting adults and decide paternity by a paternity test. No, that is wrong on so many levels in a free society, in a democracy. How does
people, me done. The woman said DNA test is wrong. Can you imagine? That is the problem. People like these are the problem in Jamaica, causing men so much heartbreak. The woman is saying that as long as the man says fame is fame, as long as the woman give man say take it and the man take it, then a fame.
That's not
Jesus.
so.
What a woman wicked.
Then the guy them, if somebody give you a child and say, just like if they give you $100 and you take it, now you take it? So why you gonna sign the paper? You have a right to say, you know, unless you really willingly not know, not have no idea.
Mr. From I was birthed. Never know. Jeez.
Well, you know, now it's all around us.
Me can't watch no more, but me I go play it.
Yeah,
But
please.
me can't watch no more. Jesus, please. No, sir. What a woman.
A government impose itself in relationships that way? What if there are relationships where people don't mind that the child that they are asked to father is not theirs? What is going to...
What a wicked... No, sir. No. What a wicked woman.
But she said they're not mine.
Of course the man mine. Of course he mine.
Okay, if you are... Look here, you listen to that video that I sent. That guy in mine had 3 kids and wife gave him 3 jackets. And he was upset at his sister, at his neighbor. That he said that's his kid. Him love them. And him not care when nobody want to say. So
Free spirit.
mind, yes.
Free spirit.
Yes, sir.
If the man say him don't mind, he knows, and him say him don't mind. But this woman is saying that if the man don't know, the man don't mind. That's what she's saying. She is a professor, and she's saying that if the man don't know say an a female and him get it and him take it, him don't mind. Can you imagine?
Jezebel,
Stop it.
Can't watch no more.
Stop it.
No, sir. No, sir.
Finish, but we finish here, lady, I said.
You know what I hear?
Yes, I want to finish here.
Yeah, man, press play.
And this is me then just citing examples of why this is problematic.
Look for my boy face. You can't believe what I hear. And she said it's problematic. What a woman. No, sir. All right. I'm going to play it. Jeez.
You know, it's not automatic for every relationship, for every child born in Jamaica, where say, even if my partner and I are quite sure of our engagements, you're going to say we need a paternity test regardless.
I think what Mr. Clark is saying that it's important for the selfhood of the child, for the child to know early, and for the father who, whether he's in doubt or no, I guess, to know.
No, me like the horse. Me like the horse. She is splitting the justice. So you see, people, guru families, free spirit, is not all Jamaican woman. And I know the whole of them. It's not all Jamaican women. But you see, this professor lady here, it's a problem.
Oh, sounds like that's the argument. Nadine, what say you?
May I comment on some of what Nadine spoke about? The fact of the matter is that laws are laws, and once it is in law, then we have to pay attention and we have to do what the law says. Asking for paternity test to be at the beginning when the child is born. Once it becomes law, then you don't ask a person to be there. It is necessary because now we're asking that the father has to sign a document for his name to be on the birth certificate. So in essence, it's not that you are in doubt whether you're the father or not. We are saying we want to make sure as a government that you are the father. And once you are the father, it comes with other responsibility. When you go to court for child support, somewhere down in the life of the child, the judge is saying to you, go do a DNA test and come back to court so that the court can then proceed. I am saying, rather than wait until then, let us have it at the beginning, right at birth, and so the father will know, I am the father of this child. So whatever that is going to be done, whether it is a medical procedure, whether it is filing for a child, whether it be a court case, that birth certificate, when taken before the authority that requests it, it is going to say that Tom Jones is the father of Denny Brown. That is where I'm going with the picture. So I'm saying to us, ladies have nothing to fear. Ladies have nothing to fear. What we need to be is to be very and more responsible as adults when we are coexisting, however and wherever.
I have to jump in, Member of Parliament, because we have to go. We could continue this all day. Nadine, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us this morning.
He said ladies have nothing to fear. We did say we were fearful.
No, but he was saying that ladies have nothing to fear. But again, we have to move on. We have so much more to do here on Smile. Great to see a Member of Parliament. Great to see you, Nadine.
Thank you.
I think it's...
Whoa.
Yes. Can you imagine? Wow. I think that is one of the good initiatives that the government of Jamaica is taking. I think it's a good thing, and it's gonna prevent a lot of problems.
Correct.
That's what I think. You know, that's what I think. Straight talk. Free spirit.
So
Yes.
how long?
So hold on there. I think that's for on the bird paper, right? I think, as I said before earlier, I think it's better if it's mandated, because then there's no blow to the egos. And I think the birth paper, when a father is added to the paper, there should be like a checkbox on it that says paternal or elected. So even if you may have a woman and she have a child outside, but because it's mandated that by a law that the DNA has to be done, maybe you as a man still want to take on that responsibility of being that father for that child. So then so now the checkbox will be elected. So your name is still on the birth paper, but it's elected. And you wouldn't be, so you automatically know you're not paternal. So in the event I'm filing for somebody.
You see, straight talk. That's a smart idea, and I can see where something like that could work. But a lot of people won't see it that way, because as you just said, when you're filing for someone, and who doesn't know, my Canadian friends and American friends that doesn't know about, and my British friends that doesn't know, filing means that you are trying to get your family member here in North America. And in the case of children, all these first world country, the government, they require a DNA test. If you say that is your child, the government require a DNA test. And if it proves that you are not the paternal parent, then that child is not coming. That's how it works. So the government in these first world country does not give you any chance of saying you're gonna be elective parent. No, you have to be the biological parent before they allow you to say this is my child and I am gonna take him. It doesn't work like that, straight talk, and you know it. In the case of adoption, then that's a different story. But when you are saying that this person is my child, you need to show DNA proof. And that is it.
So, Guru, is this a new thing? Because I know up to probably like 10 years ago, if the dad is there and signed that birth certificate, that stand, the dad could file for the kid. And they don't have to do a DNA test. So is this new and mandatory now that they have to do a DNA now?
In Canada, yes. I'm not sure about where you are in the United States, but in
In
Canada,
America, you have to do DNA
have
test,
to
man.
do the
Every
DNA.
time you're filing for somebody, you have to do a DNA test.
But I know someone who they didn't do one because they signed that birth certificate when the baby was born and they were in the hospital in Jamaica. I know more than one people who do that.
Yeah, but in Canada, the government require the DNA test.
Oh, so I don't know if it's something new now, but I'm talking about probably this was like 10, 15 years ago. So maybe they changed stuff.
Yeah, in Canada, this is where the heartbreaks happen. In Canada.
Yes.
Because a lot of these men, they are finding out 16, 17 years later.
Oh,
that,
yes.
Huh?
Yes, definitely. I know a lot of that. It's sad. And all the emotion and everything get tied up in this. So the dad just keep the kids, just continue doing what they were doing before. Because can you imagine you're in a kid life for 16, 17 years, and then all of a sudden you hear this is just not your biological child. What you gonna do? Just said, oh, me not bother with the kid no more. You have too much emotion in that already.
That is true, but what consequence are the mothers facing for their actions? Because a lot of the time, these women, they know who the father is.
They know, yes, and there's nothing, they're not facing them, nothing.
You remember that judge that we played earlier? You hear what he said?
They want to sue.
New ways where he can sue them for his money. Because she must have known it's not his children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's a decent man. Right. He was trying to say that the children take off her because he didn't see any trait in them he could identify in himself.
Correct.
So he was saying they took everything off her and her family.
Yes.
But he didn't know that it was the postman or the garbage man or the pool boy or the gardener or the electrician or the plumber.
Why? Yeah. Well,
but
that's life.
Anything else?
No.
Straight talk. Straight talk.
Yeah, I'm here, man. As I said, I'm still sticking to the whole thing where a man's name can go on the birth paper, whether he's a father or not, but let it be mandated and let him know upfront, let it be upfront on the birth paper. That way, the child is aware, there's no lies, there's no impact to the child. Makes it easier for immigration purposes, because by doing so, they know that you're taking full ownership of the child, and so on and so forth.
Boy, I hear you, but that can be a problem where in a lot of these third world countries too, there's a lot of corruption. So any man can pay a man in Canada to say, I'm gonna get your name on this birth certificate and you just take my child to Canada or America or England. So it's also a problem. You know what I mean? It's almost
Yeah, but that's exactly how the
human
adoption process
trafficking
works
type of thing.
anyways. But that's how the adoption process works anyways.
But the adoption process is kind of different though, because you go through a lot of things other than just signing a paper to say this child is mine. The adoption process, the Jamaican government is involved in case of Jamaica, and the Canadian government is involved in to make sure that everything is legit. But you just putting on a name on a birth certificate, that is very easy, and no one is really involved. And you know these third world countries are corrupt. So I don't know what the solution is, but DNA is a close solution,
Yeah.
I think, to this thing.
And start punishing these mothers like they're doing
In Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's a good start right there. And I hope all the states and everybody start following along.
Yeah, they're gonna start prosecuting them for paternity fraud.
Yes.
You think that you'll be able to recoup that money?
What money?
So you've been paying child support for somebody, for a child that is not yours, and then you find out that you put them through college or whatever. You find out that it's not your child, and you've been paying child support all along. Now you go to the courts. The court says, okay, this mother has to pay restitution. What is the likelihood that you're going to get that money back?
You're not gonna get it back.
No, they're gonna have to get it, as they're gonna lose their passport. They can't travel if they want to travel, and they lose their driver's license. That's how they do it in the state of Florida, because I know people with $60,000 in child support, and they're gonna have to pay it back because
No, but that would be like a civil matter now, because now you're gonna have to sue them for your money to get it back.
Yeah, go through the whole court system. So just like when them carry go the court for the same child support, is the same child support court. And you have to pay. Even if the kid are 23, 25, 26, and you who are 27, you're still gonna have to pay it. Else them are penalize you some way, somehow.
So it goes right back through the family court system then.
Right. So unless they're gonna continue to work under the table, but once they're working and paying taxes, they're gonna take it back from them, as they can even do jail time here in Florida.
Yeah. Canada, it's the same thing, but it usually applies to us men.
Oh, yeah, man, woman, anybody at the same child support or child support. It it depends. The man can take the woman and put them on child support same way,
Yeah.
Yeah, but what Straight Talk is saying that if the man has been paying child support for 17 years and then the DNA say that the man is not the paternal father, could he then carry the woman to court to get back his 17 years worth of child support money?
I think so. Just sue them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The likelihood of you getting that money back, you have to go to civil court, right? Because now it's a civil matter. No, it's not a family court matter anymore. It's a civil court matter to sue them, right? To get the money back. But the likelihood of you getting that money back is probably slim. So maybe you have to cut your losses and go on, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like cut your losses, yes. Our turn. Welcome to the live. Our turn.
That's sad, but that's the way of life. So,
anything else, Straight Talk?
Man must know what them do nowadays. It's like I remember back in the day, like a man would, or even a woman, you get to know somebody first before you jump into certain things. And I think we can't, when we get into the fire now, then we try for, oh, the woman do this to me, or this and that, but what did you do? Did you exercise due diligence? You know, you can't just meet somebody and jump in at them, so. You analyze their character, look at where they're coming from, what moral values them display. You know, and now we'll go after looks too. We'll go after the hot girl. Well, guess what? The hot girl gonna burn you. Burn your pocket. So exercise due diligence, know what you're getting yourself into. And you'll be fine. Even though them say allegedly, Justin Trudeau allegedly is Fidel Castro Pitney allegedly.
Allegedly, please don't.
Them say Rhoda Crawford is pregnant for Andrew Holness allegedly.
Oh boy.
Who? I'm sorry, I missed that. What happened? Who is pregnant for Andrew Holness?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Who is?
Rhoda.
Oh.
The MP for Manchester.
Oh, wow.
A young lady.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We have to use that a lot over here.
That's a mix-up time. Okay.
Straight talk.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
else?
No, sir.
Because we're up for the sus, you know.
But from Bible days, man, I take picnic one of them. So, and it work out.
Okay, okay. My thing is, you see, men, if men know that the child is not theirs, a lot of the time they will make the decision and they will still take care of the child.
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
It's the tricking like you try to pull one over on them to say, oh, it's your child and it's not their child. And that is the problem. Like, that is why the DNA now will kind of make things more fair. So all of this, what them call it, choppings. We'll have to stop. A paternity choppings, you know. Paternity choppings. So that is my take on it, and that is why I am not really against the DNA thing, because I know it will alleviate a lot of this
and you know,
anxiety.
You know what? For example, in Jamaica, right, where you're saying that there's a high rate of jackets around.
Yes.
One of the things that the government can do to alleviate the cost upon them or the burden on them is to have access to these DNA kits readily available in the area. So make it more cost effective. I can go to a local clinic or you know, something where something that is discreet. Also, I can go to my community clinic, my community center, or I can go to my doctor's office or something, but it cannot be expensive. And that's one way that men can combat. Because let's say, for example, I know I'm going to pick up my son on a Friday. I know, okay, we can just quickly go, you know, check or cut off a piece of the baby ear and carry it up there, and you know, for my own little discreet peace of mind. Yeah. So, but there's no access to these resources. So henceforth, you find that so-called men may end up getting chopped or swindled in these third world countries.
Is the cheek, you know, it goes by the cheek. They swab the cheek.
Yeah, you can do ear also.
Yeah, they swab the cheek. I never hear about the hair before. Still, is the cheek.
Cut off piece of the hair
inside the cheek. Yeah. So Free Spirit, anything else?
No, that's it. Cover it all.
Straight Talk, anything else?
No, sir.
Well, people, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Straight Talk. Thank you, Free Spirit, for joining us on this live. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please thumbs up, share, leave a comment. Free Spirit, anything you have to say?
No.
And always, Guru family, everyone always want more. Always. Don't be satisfied. Always want more. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Good night. What good?
Good night.
Bye.